And welcome back, everyone, to GSA for some more exciting SM64 race action. We've got CartoonBuffoon versus m0m0 for the third place bronze match of the Division 2 70-star tournament. I am Electric. Here with me is Scotch and Tie Guy, and man, I'm really excited for this race. You know, unfortunately the last time we'll be seeing the m0m0 Stargates in chat for this season.
Oh, but, yeah, no doubt. I was saying the other day that I just love commentating and seeing the m0m0 Stargates all the time. So I'll be disappointed to miss out on that for a little while. But a big race here between CartoonBuffoon and m0m0. Definitely something I've been looking forward to.
Yep, and quick shout outs to this Scotch and Tie Guy in chat. Have no idea who this user is, but subscribing for 2 months at tier 1. Thanks so much for the sub.
Yeah, no, I had no idea who that guy is. He's a complete loser based on what I've heard.
I mean, who makes their username based off of 2 things that they like? I mean, everyone knows the way of the future is taking a basic word and putting letters in numbers instead of letters. That's how you make a name. That's how you do it. m0m0, I'm sure agrees with me. If he posts anything ever in chat, you'll definitely see that.
All right, looks like we're gonna get ourselves started here.
Yeah, the countdown in the back room and should be good to go.
And this is a best of 3 situation, so we're going to see at least 2 matches. Now, interestingly enough, we've seen a little bit of controversy in this tournament up to this point. So hopefully we can get past that here and not have any technical or mechanical issues in this race. But right off the bat, English version for Cartoon and Japanese version for m0m0. Negligible because on the English version, Cartoon will make up 3 seconds worth of time by the end of this.
Yeah, and it's pretty interesting how Japanese looks like it starts so far ahead just because of the no Peach voice, but it really is not that big of a difference. And when the text boxes start rolling through, you'll definitely see that time save gets eaten up very fast.
Pretty straightforward start. Back to skip. Something that most of these runners are pretty used to. CartoonBuffoon, a little bit of weird movement there. Able to get it though.
For whatever reason, sometimes it's almost more consistent when you're going towards the right from like that weirdest of angles. It's very strange how that trick can work sometimes, and other times everything looks perfect, very nice, clean setup, and then it just doesn't work for you. But these guys at the level, they should have enough experience with it for it not to really be an issue too often. m0m0 with that nice bomb grab, and looks like we're going to have 2 clean bomb clips. Very nice from CartoonBuffoon, keeping right in there, right in line with m0m0.
Very nice start, nice lag 2 skips, nice bomb clips, no mistakes so far. Exactly what you want to see out of this bronze medal race here.
Yep, and we see them going into the slide now. CartoonBuffoon with some cheat prevention Mario cams. Now, chat, you know the drill for these slides. Let's go ahead and get some numerical guesses in here. By my approximate calculations, I think we should be seeing from m0m0 a 12.9 and CartoonBuffoon a 12.8. How about you?
I'm going to go with the same, actually.
Let's see how these guys go. 12.9 for m0m0. 12.7 from CartoonBuffoon. That will be a very large reduction in pay for getting just 1 number off. It was supposed to look like it was a closer slide race between the 2, but CartoonBuffoon not following the rules in this script. Then that's something that you have to consider in these racing environments is they have the script from the back, determining exactly what they're going to do at all times. Commentators' curse simply being a little play on the fact that we know the script and the crowd doesn't.
Don't want to give too much away, obviously. Here we go. A little bit of hop, skip, jump over here for Owless.
Yeah, and that looks very clean from both sides.
Yeah.
Holding left very, very soon there. The sooner you hold left, the higher of a chance that you're actually going to be able to get it on, like, for instance, a first frame wall kick. If you use a certain setup, you'll actually be able to hit it with the first framer, which is much easier to hit reliably than the second frame. And no one pulling out any sort of double jump outlets or anything ridiculous like that. That takes a lot of practice for about a half a second of payoff.
And Cartoon having a little bit quicker movement there for Sockler. Nice little sink here, though. That's almost frame perfect.
Yep, that was pretty incredible to see, just from CartoonBuffoon having a better ledge grab on the beginning of that setup there. m0m0 having to take the time to walk down the plank a little bit, then take the neutral jump off. Now, a little bit of a difference in route. CartoonBuffoon committing to half cycle here. Meanwhile, m0m0 just going to go ahead and grab his cannonless backup star. And let's see. Oh, Cartoon, though, missing the ledge jump there. Is able to make it work with a backup, but, you know, I kind of think he should have gone ahead and just grabbed those extra coins there since he was going to be late for the cycle. I stand corrected. Coming in at a very interesting point at the very end of the cycle. Wow. Okay.
That's an interesting save there. You know, regardless of missing that main cycle there, making up the time. You know, most of these guys, they work on these sorts of things. So Cartoon being able to use that backup nicely is pretty cool to see.
Now, we are going to see the same for m0m0, fortunately, and nice clean half cycle. But the thing here is CartoonBuffoon missed 2 coins on that little arc, but it's pretty well canceled out by that ending ring being 8 coins instead of just 5 or something. So m0m0 should be able to save a little bit of time here. Remember, Cartoon still does not. Oh, but then m0m0 eating that time back away with that bonk on the staircase there. One of the rougher bonks to take, just sliding right off there.
And Cartoon heading over for his Wild Blue. Might see a little bit of a sync up here.
Yep, so CartoonBuffoon just slightly ahead due to that slightly quicker Wild Blue grab. m0m0 star get again, another star get. You know, chat, not quite able to determine how exactly they're handling m0m0 getting multiple stars in a row.
I've seen the m0m0 double star get in the past, not seeing it today.
You see CartoonBuffoon with that little dive optimization getting up to Big Daddy Womp up here. Gets a very, very low ground pound. There's actually a chance if you ground pound at a very specific height that you can actually cause the Womp to, like, register a hit, but he doesn't register it. So, like, he'll make the noise and have a little bit of an explosion animation, but the text box won't come up if it's your last hit, and if it's not your last hit, like, he stays on the ground, you have to hit him again. It's a very, very weird thing. Like, everything happens looking like a hit, but it's not an actual hit. And of course...
One last star here in m0m's Fortress, going up this tower.
Yeah, this tower has caused some problems for various runners in the past, but once you get this triple jump strat down, it's pretty well a free tower. Just gotta side flip at a particular time to avoid having to get a ledge grab up there.
And it's that time once again. If you just slide one more time. Guesses in chat. My guess is going to be a 12-7 for Cartoon and 12-8 for m0m0.
You know, I'm actually thinking a 12-6 from Cartoon, a 12-8 for m0m0.
12-6 and a 12-8, very nice.
You know, Commentator, of course, has latent psychic abilities. It is a requirement to get hired on by GSA. And sometimes they work out right. Other times the asbestos roofing of the building ends up interfering with my ability to predict these things.
Now we're going to hit on these reds. Little free flying action.
And it's looks like m0m0 is taking slightly more optimal arcs here. And catch up a little bit of time.
Yeah, nice star grabs and button pushes for both these guys. You know, you don't want to waste time with the dialogue from the button push, but we're gonna head on into Dark World.
And CartoonBuffoon yet again with the Superman 64 ending tier zooms, which apparently are not part of cheat prevention, as I have been informed. Those will come later on. CartoonBuffoon already missing the switch. Comes in with a pretty quick backup though, but m0m0 is going to be a lot better on pace for its shake cycle, especially with CartoonBuffoon not opting for any sort of box rollout movement.
Yeah, and Dark World is it's all about cycles and knowing where you're at. So, you know, even though Cartoon is ahead here, you know, he's on a different cycle than m0m0, who may be on a faster cycle altogether.
m0m0, opting for cheese block strat, ends up having a little bit of a messy landing on that center spire, and is going to have to take the slower cycle here. Could have been on pace for what looked like a pretty decent shake otherwise. And some very nice closeout action. You got to know what sort of wall kicks you're getting from those last couple of walls. And if you can predict them well, you're able to get a nice ending there, get the triple jump off either the stairs or just the raw ramp. CartoonBuffoon with the first try throw. Can be a little bit harder than it looks, folks.
Well, talking to, speaking of throws, I was talking to Wilco the other day, just asking him what his opinion on throws were. A little, I don't know, dab action there. But just practice. All these guys just practice throws over and over and over again to get those, you know, perfect throws every time.
I mean, you have to. You, especially like with the spinning motion, it can be a little bit tiring on your hands if you're not used to it. So you definitely want to put the time in just to get used to doing it right in a row perfectly, no issues at any time. You certainly don't want to be on the best run of your life and then end up choking it to having to take 6 throws on the final Bowser or something.
Well, we've seen it so many times, especially in just world record runs that end up falling to the bits because of throws. Nice star grab there.
You know, the sky jump ability is real with these guys. Both of them getting that insta ground pound with ease. CartoonBuffoon just cannot seem to help himself with these cameras. Not sure what exactly he's getting through the zoom lens, but
tapping into the matrix maybe a little bit.
And we see CartoonBuffoon going for the alternate camera angle. What a buffoon angle, as we see him not able to actually get the dive on the end at all, but getting very clean wall kicks for a backup there. If he lost any time towards the beginner strat, it would have been very minimal. And honestly, that advanced strat, the ending is very hard to pull off well, but the beginning is pretty easy with practice. It's just putting in the time to make sure it's 100% consistent and you don't just accidentally Mario Cam without wall kicking. CartoonBuffoon with the penguin carry, but the missed text box skip there. Bringing the penguin home to its mom, but not listening to her at all, just kind of tuning her out to jam a little bit to these subtle winter slide themes. Just drop the penguin off the map. That's a good idea.
m0m0 taking a nice jump, nice little moonwalk too. Let's see if Cartoon can do the same.
He gets the very, very nice slide there. And ooh, the insta moonwalk right to the door, not even needing the wall whatsoever. Yeah, see, here's the beginner strat m0m0's rocking here. I've actually seen this fail for him before, interestingly enough.
Well, especially with how free, you know, that is. It's difficult to see, you know, when someone loses it, but able to get it this time. Cartoon working on his 100 coins going for CCM 18. m0m0 doing the same.
Make sure to delay that dive and roll out to be able to get the top coin on the chimney. So he's going in with a decent little buffer here. Let's see if he can keep it up throughout the slide. Especially this little arc right here. Jumping at the right time to pick up the full arc is pretty difficult, but he does manage it. So he does still have at least one that he can go ahead and lose. And he did on that little trail there. I think he's aware, though. He's very, very focused in. He's wanting to end this little section with 85, and he does get it, not missing a single one after that first little tiny line there.
m0m0 is going to do the same here.
All right, so
Very
a little
nice.
bit of a tense moment, even though CCM 18 is a bit safer overall than trying to go for a double plus. You do run the risk of messing up this penguin slide star and just royally losing time. You're losing at least a minute and a half if you don't get enough coins.
Cartoon heading on over to Big Boo's haunt.
Everyone's favorite stage here. You know, everyone just loves the subtle sounds of like, I mean, it's the best music in the game, honestly. I don't know how they encoded that heavy breathing so well in such little space.
Oh no, it's perfect. Nothing too scary though.
Yeah, Mario is not afraid of any ghosts because he believes in proper punctuation and grammar.
FNAF VR just came. Are you gonna get it?
FNAF VR? Can't say I've actually heard much about that game yet.
Five Nights at Freddy.
Oh, okay. And, you know, that's not the first time someone's gonna remind me of what that's an acronym for, and I think it was during my 12-hour stream, someone mentioned it, and I was like, what is that game? I still haven't actually played it for myself. I need to. Because it's such a piece of history.
I can't
really
do horror games at
oh man,
all.
I love them. There's so much fun.
But Cartoon heading on up here to the roof.
Yeah, not much scary about this boo here. You just kind of pound him and long jump right over him. And you position him right in front of that little balcony there.
m0m0 attempting to do the same. Is able to.
And so we see CartoonBuffoon going for the real horror game embedded within this run, Pillarless, everyone's favorite star. I mean, this is probably 10 years in a row been voted the easiest star in the game, if not easiest goal to accomplish in any Mario game. That's right, catching MIPS. It's not very hard, folks.
MIPS grab. I haven't seen the punch grab in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say very much, and it's fairly risky. And anytime Mario's in this dive animation, he can catch MIPS. So even if you like miss MIPS initially, if you kind of go to his whatever direction he's going to be able to run into, he'll end up running right into your arms and getting caught. It's a little bit weird.
Can't tell if that's maybe a big bomb.
It's looking pretty medium overall, but
yeah.
It does make it work. Let's see what m0m0 can do here if he can get these double single jumps. And he is right in a little bit faster than CartoonBuffoon. Very nice to see.
So no pillarless problems from either of these guys. Big hurdle here in SSL.
Yeah, and meanwhile, CartoonBuffoon is going to go ahead and finish out SSL with just a couple more pretty easy stars overall. These talent strats overall not too bad.
Yeah, this Town Star is not too hard as long as you know that movement over the sand dune.
Yeah.
Once you got that, it's pretty free.
But when you're consistent at getting over there without aggroing that Shy Guy, that's when the star just really becomes completely free. m0m0 with a kind of interesting approach to the top of the pyramid. Looks like he just somehow lost his momentum.
Yeah, he didn't get a good slide there over that dune. You need that momentum really coming off the very top of that dune to get a nice triple jump up the pyramid, which makes it most optimal. CartoonBuffoon getting that over the cage star. m0m0 is going to go for 8 red coins on the other hand.
Now, let's see here. Very nice execution here. Gets that dive delayed enough so that he can just roll route right into the star. Momentum. Speed. I don't know what goes next, but you get the idea.
Precision.
And I think that applies, yeah.
m0m0 getting a nice triple jump. Opting not to go with that kind of lag over the cage. Cartoon with the lava boost.
Oh, but then falling right off the edge after getting it successfully. That's the one that really hurts, folks. Oh, man. And meanwhile, m0m0 not able to get a good setup for Big Bully here.
Oh, no. And
okay, CartoonBuffoon is able to at least partially save this. Okay, he's able to avoid the fire bar. Now just got to get through this rollout. Takes it safe, but that's okay.
So unfortunate series of events there for Cartoon. Taking a death. Having difficulty with lava boost on the second go. We'll see if he goes for it again.
Yeah, we have seen people pull out, like Taviskov pulling out the alternate back boost strat. But it looks like he is going to be committing to some form of lava boost. Is able to get it this time and not falling off the platform whatsoever, and a good ending. Getting a little bit caught up on the pillar there, but is able to make it out in the end.
Now, if m0m0 can have a really nice elevator tour and a really nice lava boost, he can certainly take the lead here.
Let's see what's in store for our main man, m0m0. Okay.
Same lava boost, able to get it.
Yeah, first try and gets clean pull movement. Again, getting hung up by that pillar. Pillar just getting in everyone's way. But m0m0 does have first try lava boost under his belt. m0m0 star gets exploding in chat.
Yeah, that's pretty big. You know, lava boost is really key here in Lethal Lava Land. And m0m0 able to get it on the first go.
It's just such a weird piece of movement that is so difficult to get consistent at. That's really the big thing with it is, like, you have to move the control stick very, very smoothly in order to get Mario just far enough away from the lava to get him out of that hitbox, and then move him right back into it with your remaining momentum fast enough to get enough height. Like, it's very technical because you have to practice that movement so much and get it so smooth, so clean, so consistent.
Well, these guys are done. m0m0 with the slight lead now. This is a close race, man.
Yeah, it's pretty well going to come down to what happens in Fire Sea as far as who's going to keep the lead for this next 10-minute segment. But first, we've got a special message from our sponsor, water. Water makes up the vast majority of the surface of the Earth. It provides life for a number of living organisms, namely all of them. And it tastes good too. Thank you, water, for all that you do for us.
Now, water ain't too great here in Super Mario 64. It's just so slow. These guys have this swimming animation down to a science now. m0m0 getting a little caught up there with that last chest.
Yeah, and it's all a game of getting the things that cause the most lag out of your field of view to eliminate that lag. So these guys pretty well always going to be cameraing to avoid that vortex in the middle. And meanwhile, of course, you're having to keep that consistent swimming rhythm. And anytime you do incur lag, that requires that you adjust parts of your rhythm as well. And it's not enough to just get that kind of wah sound. You also have to do it. There's like a window with which you can do the reswims, and the faster you hit it within that window, the faster you swim overall. So
We saw Cartoon there having a little difficulty grabbing the star there at the end of those chest secrets. m0m0 going for back. So it looks like Cartoon's going to do the same.
yeah,
Pretty safe.
m0m0 with the a little bit sketchy start to the rear sub there. When you get that close before jumping, sometimes the rear fin can just catch you and hold you down into the water. But both of them with a nice rear sub. m0m0 is going to go ahead and finish out DDD by grabbing that quick Manta Star. Let's see, Cartoon is going to do the same. Now, you gotta hope for these guys to do well. You know, I'm convinced here that the big problem with this Manta is that they forced the secret system to suddenly have movable random spawns. I feel like that's the big problem with why these rings just don't work right. Like, you have to wait until the next one is like 3/4 of the way through spawning before you can actually activate the one that he laid before that. It's very slow, and if you end up missing one of them, then you're gonna waste tens of seconds just trying to recover because of just how weird the things behave.
Yeah, it's just like you're saying, those hitboxes, if you will, for the rings are just so strange, but these guys are able to take care of it pretty easily. And
m0m0 with the new box movement, looking like a comfy lava boost from him.
Triple jump into the cage here. Unable to get that lava boost, or didn't seem confident with it.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit iffy, just from just a little bit of sloppiness, but CartoonBuffoon is having to miss that full cycle as well, so he's gonna have to settle for this sort of mid-tier lava boost, although he's not even gonna reach as much height. m0m0, remember, got it while the platforms were still on the upswing. And CartoonBuffoon with a quick kick reaction is able to make up some time on his own ending there.
Well, he was able to get the good ending there, like you were saying. m0m0, unfortunately, taking a couple booty burns. Slowed him down quite a bit.
And let's see what happens with their Bowser fights. m0m0 with the stylish jump dive burn. Meanwhile, CartoonBuffoon with the more traditional just take the little booty slide, jump over Bowser, and then do that little turnaround to grab him from behind.
One of the things I like about Division 2 in particular, especially with Fire Sea, is that you see that the really interesting strategies here for Fire Sea Bowser. You don't, I mean, with D1, everyone kind of does the same thing, but you see m0m0 going for that dive over into the lava and coming back. It's kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just you're trying to kill time, waiting for Bowser to actually start his phase of the fight, so.
We'll move upstairs. We'll be wet and dry.
m0m0 with the nice instant jump into that upstairs glitchy ledge grab.
Ooh, taking a bonk. Costing him maybe a second and a half, 2 seconds.
Let's see here. A interesting start to his 100 coin here. Different camera angle than you see for most. And neither of them opting for even the single doubles here. Kind of shameful to see. You know, those double wall kicks, they can be really difficult, and commentator can't even begin to try to do them themselves, but still expecting these racers to try to do these extreme strats.
Well, m0m0, really nice RNG so far. Misses 1 coin just because the RNG kind of had a little bit of a mishap. Nothing too terrible thus far. Cartoon falling closely behind. It's probably optimal with that 3rd secret, but wasn't able to get it.
And CartoonBuffoon nearly just ledge grabbing right up into the face of the ant
Whoa!
and then falling right off the. What is he doing now?
What is he doing?
I think something must be wrong with like his controller or something. I don't understand what just happened because I mean he was just holding the same direction that whole time.
What is?
Very
Is really weird.
Yeah, and he's not saying anything in the back room, so I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Well, it looks like he was able to get control back there.
Very odd. m0m0 is going to go ahead and come out of here with Wet Driver 100 already good to go.
Well, he's just sitting there. This is really strange. Getting a little bit more controversy. Oh, his controller unplugged.
So plug it back in. Now, it must be something a little bit more advanced than that. Not exactly sure what's going on.
Well, I mean, you can't turn off the console because you don't save any of your stars. So he's just gonna have to start over altogether. I don't know if doesn't just plugging it back in make it work.
It should, yeah.
There he goes. Now he's off. He's back to it.
I don't. Okay, that was a little bit weird. So okay, he's saying it won't work, but I guess it's like half working or something. This is very odd.
Well, he's just running in one direction. So this 70-star tournament, through the semifinals into these finals, you know, not fraught without controversy, of course.
That is pretty rough to see, though. Saying in the back room, he's probably just gonna have to take this loss. Man, what a big ol' rip. What a big F in chat. Smogleboard, I don't think I said that right at all, but anyway, some people do use the original N64 controllers. Other people use a controller called the Hori Mini Pad, which was a Japanese controller that was made towards the end of the N64's lifespan. It has a potentiometer style stick similar to modern controllers like the GameCube controller or like DualShock controllers, but it overall, like, it has C buttons in a N64 layout, and so a lot of people do enjoy that despite it having that newer style control stick. Some people also decide to use GameCube controllers with adapters. It really just depends on the runner.
So yeah, I'm fine taking the loss because if this to a game 3, if we restarted, I wouldn't have time and I wouldn't want that to happen. And my control, I don't want this to happen in another race too. That just wouldn't be fair to the viewers or to m0m0 or to me. I'm fine taking the loss. I need to get this problem fixed. So.
Well, I mean,
unfortunately, but I don't see much of a better option.
Yeah, what is the issue with the controller? What's happening?
It just doesn't stay plugged in because I have an adapter because I run with a GameCube controller, and it's not the adapter's fault. I'm pretty sure it's the controller, so I might just need to buy a new one. But it just falls out of the adapter. I don't know why. It's just very fragile. I don't know. Maybe I moved the wire too much while I was running.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you ultimately. Would be unfortunate to have ending it this way, but it's ultimately up to you. I mean,
I don't want to bet on it being a 2-0 in either way, and it would be very dumb to not be able to do the third race. So unless it were to be rescheduled, I just otherwise don't see another option.
Yeah, we do have to get this. We do have to get this match done before 10 p.m. So
yeah, so that's.
Well,
this is very unfortunate here. But...
yeah, we're sorting out things here in the back right now.
Yeah, if m0m0 wants to finish, that's definitely fine. Because he's on a good run, honestly. Like, I think we were both on 49 pace until this happened to me, and he might still be. I haven't seen if he's messed up since.
Yeah, I mean, y'all can keep this meme going, but just know actually that m0m0 does know what's happening in the back. He is just waiting on like any sort of signal. If we end up deciding to go ahead and cut, then that would we would just tell him and he would go ahead and stop. But
well, it looks like m0m0's gonna go ahead and finish it.
This is unfortunate, because I was having a lot of fun. This was a really close race the entire way through from what I saw.
Oh yeah, definitely like a few small lead changes here and there, but it was all just to pretty minor things, and it was really exciting to watch. Just unfortunate how this Wet Dry World 100 decided to end.
Yeah. Like, I haven't been keeping up with, like, m0m0 streams, but, like, I remember I raced him very early on in the league. I think it was either my first or second match, and he just seemed really slow, but, like, he's gotten so much better, and just, like, mad respect to him out of that. Like, this was really fun. I don't know. I felt like I was playing well, and I was still only barely winning for a lot of it, and I fell behind, like, it was crazy. But yeah, I guess I'm not a commentator, so I should probably dip out of the call. But I'm sorry to everyone that this was disappointing.
No, it's okay. You know, these sorts of things happen. Like I was saying before, you know, with Proto, this tournament has, you know, had its controversy thus far. It's just unfortunate to see the mechanical failures come into play here. But we'll look forward to seeing you in this next race. You know, and hopefully you can pull something out here.
Oh, so wait, is the idea that we race 2 and 3, and because like that could maybe work if I got the controller going? I just don't. I don't trust the reliability of my controller, honestly.
Well, I mean. That would be my guess. Is that I mean, m0m0's taking the first one, so we'll do 2 and 3.
Okay, I didn't even think of that idea.
Yeah.
Slow, but I don't know. I just don't trust my controller. Like, I guess I'm fun, but like, I really don't want this to happen again, though.
Do you have duct tape?
See, here's the thing with duct tape, though. I've tried it, and like, if it can still not like keep it in, and then it's like impossible to like fix at that point because I can't take it out, and it's just like really annoying. Like I've tried that though, because it's not like it literally falls out; it just like nudges out of like a threshold that it needs to stay in. It's really weird. I don't know why this happens.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Ultimately. I would say, like, just maybe try going overboard with the tape. Tape, like, the cable and the adapter to the floor in addition to taping the cable in the adapter.
I think I might honestly just use an old controller that's, like, it's not broken, but it's so worn out. I think that's more reliable, because that one didn't have this problem. But, like, I don't know if I'm gonna suck because of it, but, like, we'll see, I guess.
I mean, certainly, I guess some inputs is better than just one single direction input, so...
That's funny, I just took the controller out and it's still doing this, like, running to the left thing. Or to the right. That's funny. This is weird.
Meanwhile, Scotch and Tie Guy trolling people in the chat.
It's the only thing we can do.
I will obviously never say obviously or again, ever again, again. Again.
Well, while we have Cartoon running in circles here, m0m0 picking up once again, will head his way into HMC.
Yeah, no need to run in unnecessary circles on his end.
is actually on a pretty nice pace.
Now let's see what he's capable of coming out of HMC here. HMC a pretty tame stage overall, but once you get back into Tippy, that's when things really get rough. The Baron, we need the results of this match by 10 p.m. tonight, so unfortunately we can't reschedule it. Bass Clarinet Gamer, so he is having to switch out his controller. There's some strange issue with his current controller setup, so he's gonna go ahead and forfeit this match one and then try changing controllers. 49 incoming. We will have to see, but based on that dive right into the start for m0m0, could be the case. Who knows?
Yeah. What is do you know m0m0's PB off the top of your head?
I do not. I think it's a low 50, high 49.
Let me look this up. Yeah, m0m0 with a 50-33 PB.
So this is certainly PB potential for him, I believe.
Definitely. Yeah, especially with, I mean, working at maybe 40 out of HMC.
And we've got just a couple more stars here coming up. He's got the camera angle for emergency exit here. And it's good. Very nice dive right into the star there. You know, that left side overall more consistent than getting up on the right side for some players, but it can be a huge pain sometimes. Sometimes you just cannot get that jump to work for anything.
So it looks like Cartoon's able to get another controller to work. m0m0 will finish up here though. Early dive here for Christmas. Miracle gets it.
And he's going to take these long jumps right to the end. Go ahead and ground pound the star. But meanwhile, CartoonBuffoon is getting Cartoon Buffooned by the flipper there. Is there a reason for playing the Japanese version? The text boxes are different due to the Japanese text taking up different room, but with Mario, it gets a little bit more complicated than with most games. Most games, they have the same size text boxes, the same approximate size characters. It's just Japanese characters convey more meaning per character. So like in OOT, every single category is faster in Japanese. But for a game like this, the English text is a little bit more compressed. And so in some cases, the game will put in 2 text boxes of English where the game will actually have 3 in Japanese just because of the way the Japanese is spaced out. And so if you're doing a category like 16 star or 0 star or 1 star, it's better to use Japanese because you don't see very many text boxes. And so the difference there is mainly that the intro cutscene Peach doesn't actually read out the letter. If you're doing 70 star, due to the way the text boxes are laid out, English is actually just 1 second faster than Japanese. And if you're doing 120 star, there are a couple of things like in JRB, there's a star that is normally in a box in English. In Japanese, it's not in a box. And also in the SSL inside the pyramid, when you fight the IROC, in English, there are 9 text boxes at the very intro of the fight. Japanese has 1. So that's really the big one that makes a huge difference in terms of text boxes, because you have to skip so much in English instead. So that should kind of sum up most of the differences overall. And it's mainly that the Japanese version is effectively like the 0.9 or like the 1.0 release, because back in this time period, obviously you couldn't just update each and every cart. So whenever they localized the game into English, they went ahead and made a couple of little adjustments to things. For instance, there's a glitch that can happen on secret stars called sound glitch that can result in the game crashing when you pick up a star. That glitch was entirely solved in English. So much intel about text boxes. When you watch just entirely too much of this game, you'll be able to just pick up things like that.
Well, and it's funny, you know, all this information is pretty widely known. You know, I mean, so many kind of scientists, if you will, of Super Mario 64 have just kind of nitpicked every little aspect of this game down to the text boxes. And so, I mean, all that information is free for everyone to know. So,
yeah, and it's really wild just how much this game in particular has gotten torn apart. There's a piece of software called Stroop that you can use with various emulators that like it shows you every single bit of memory in the game, basically, in whatever format you want to see it in. You want to see all the objects that are loaded into RAM, there's a panel for that. You want to see like all the various things happening in the background, like the blinking functions, you can see that in a panel. Like it's really, really in-depth, and it's really useful for like people tasking the game and such to do some really in-depth analysis.
well,
Now,
and
m0m0 going into TTC 100 real quick.
yeah, nice movement so far. Again, he's on a really nice pace here. Come these blue coins. Nice little triple jump, wall kick, good.
Yeah, those triple jump wall kicks over awnings can be pretty daunting, but in Cartoon's case, he knows what he's doing here. In this little danger zone between 60 and 80 coins.
Rock Chalk with the subscription, a little bit of subscription hit there in chat. Rock Chalk.
And no more 19 from this Rock Chalk. Smuggle Bro, that was, if you want to look up the video, it's called the TTC Upwarp. No one has been able to claim the bounty because no one's been able to reproduce it. So what happened was someone in the middle of a race, I think, they accidentally somehow got an upwarp from a lower part of the stage. They just soared up to an upper part of the stage without any sort of jump or anything. And the closest we've come to figuring it out is not really that great of a guess. There was a video that simulated what would happen if a single bit in memory got somehow flipped by like a gamma ray or something. And that seemed to approximate what happened, but at the same time, like that's not at all reliable to even TAS into something. So
Literally sheer luck.
yeah, just the weirdest technical glitch ever. Yeah, and a lot of people ending up agreeing that it was a cartridge tilt or something similar.
And m0m0 had a little difficulty with that movement. Able to make it up though.
Getting up to the pendulums is an accomplishment of its own. And CartoonBuffoon, meanwhile, cleaning up nicely, proving to us that he can, in fact, do Wet Driver 100 with a proper controller. And he even has an extra coin to boot for this last line here.
Well, that's nice to see. You know, hopefully we don't have any other issue. We don't have any issues with this controller, so that these next two possible races won't have any mechanical influences.
Now, at the risk of jinxing it, m0m0's on a run. He is
Certainly. Oh yeah.
If he's able to go ahead and knock out this star pretty clean, I think we might actually be able to see a PB from the man himself, maybe finally breaching that sub 50 barrier.
I'm definitely glad that we made him finish this up.
Okay, he gets those time jumps, has a little bit of difficulty in the cage itself, but the moving bars that weren't moving don't actually affect him that much. Wait. Oh, his last star's in the level. I forget that he gets towed early. His PB is a 50-33, I believe you said, Scotch?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Let's see here. Side flips galore. And with that, he's got his 70 stars. He is going to be booking it to the top of the castle.
Well, I mean, he's got 2 minutes here. He's got about 30 seconds. We'll see how much of a gap here he has. He's got about a 15-second gap, so 2 minutes and 15 seconds to get through to get a PB. A 49 might be off the table now, unfortunately. But certainly
we'll have
that
to
low,
see.
low 50, yeah.
Okay, so he's doing this double jump movement here. He's able to get that nice movement through that little crack there. Okay, perfection on that triple jump dive.
Yeah, that triple dive can be kind of tricky sometimes, but able to get it.
Manages to kick his way up to the slightly earlier platform. No kicks needed there.
Wow.
Okay, now comes the truly difficult part. He's going for the wooden kicks here. Gonna waste a little bit of time compared to the left side variations, but is going to be overall easier and not quite as brutal if you fail it.
Well, and he was able to do it optimally too, so he didn't waste too much time, fortunately. Nice long jump. Leads the Goomba, just narrowly. And nice one shot into the pipe.
He's got 40 seconds here.
Wow.
He's cutting it real close as far as sub 50 potential, but he is certainly going to be walking away with a nice PB should he get these 3 throws. And
he
just a little bit too far off.
Oh no!
Taking an awkward angle at this first throw. And of course, Bowser does have to make himself known by stomping on the platform here. Does have a much more, okay, very good. It has that consistent visual cue with that side wedge there. Let's see what he does with this grab.
Is it?
Oh! Cheated by the game!
Wow!
No!
I thought that was gonna hit.
I did too. He was truly
no
robbed of that one. Justice for m0m0. The bomb caught it.
Wow.
This is very brutal to see here. And
and this was good as well.
That's gonna do it for m0m0's PB there. Very unfortunate.
I mean, it's kind of bad that we talked about this at the beginning of the race, but we talked about how Bowser throws can just take away PBs so quickly. m0m0 missing 3, so going 3 for 6, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely could have punched a very solid PB, but playing 10 seconds off your PB is very, very nice there. Smugglebrode, it is not exactly random, it's just very difficult to actually time.
So that's
chat blaming commentator.
That was quite unfortunate. I mean, that would have been trying kind of keep the cherry on top, you know, letting him finish up this. His side of the run after Cartoon having his unfortunate mishap with the mechanical failure for him to PB. But missing that PB by 10 seconds. I mean, how much... you might know better than me. How much does a Bowser throw in bits? How many seconds does that waste?
It depends on whether he knocks a platform down when he gets back up, but it's, I believe, at least 10 seconds. Either way, I think. Because you do have to wait for him to come back down and do that whole shockwave attack, and then he gets re-grabbable. And it also throws off your rhythm completely, because you want to practice grabbing him at about the same point, aiming for the same bomb, and if you throw him at that same bomb, he'll end up going in the same directions every time, and so that can add a level of consistency, getting a bomb layout that you are really, really good at, that you regularly use. But in this case, he just wasn't able to do that.
Well, I mean, had he not missed those 3 throws, he probably would have had a 50-10.
I think it would have been a 50 OX if he would have missed not a single throw.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been close, but certainly not a sub 50, unfortunately. But regardless, quite an epic run to see here in this first race in this series. We'll go into race number 2 once we get both competitors back at the front. Man, crazy series of events.